So, I have a confession to make. I've never played the game Miss Pac-Man, but I'm ashamed of that. So I'll go and download the game after this video. First things first, however, before I turn this into a full-scale rant, I'd like to talk a little about this amazing video game icon and the unfair bullshit she's been going through for the past few years. To quote Wikipedia for a moment here, Miss Pac-Man is a 1982 maze arcade video game developed by General Computer Corporation and published by Midway. It is the first sequel to Pac-Man, which was released in 1980, and the first entry in the series to not be made by Namco. General Computer originally made the game as a modification kit for the original Pac-Man, titled Crazy Otto. However, due to previous legal action with Atari, GCC was forced to present the project to Midway, the North American distributor of Pac-Man. Midway purchased the project and enlisted GCC to use the game as a basis for the sequel to Pac-Man. Multiple names were considered for the game, including Ms. Pac-Man and Mrs. Pac-Man, before the final name was chosen for being easier to pronounce. While development had originally started without Namco's consent, that's bullshit, company president Masaya Nakamura was brought in and provided feedback on the player character's design. The company ultimately collected the same royalties on each cabinet as they had with Pac-Man. Oh, and here's an interesting fact. Toru Iwatani, the creator of Pac-Man, is not known to have publicly commented on Miss Pac-Man, despite questions from reporters. Wonder why. To be fair here, I don't think there would even be a Miss Pac-Man without Namco. Sure, they weren't directly involved with her creation, but regardless, her pellet-chomping husband helped bring in some of the fame for her, especially among the female gamer crowd. But not long after writing Pac-Man's coattails, AtGames acquired the royalties owed to GCC. AtGames had initially approached the GCC group members about licensing Miss Pac-Man for potential products. Bandai Namco, on learning that AtGames had been seeking these rights for a possible mini-arcade game, filed a lawsuit against AtGames alleging that AtGames misrepresented itself as licensed to make Miss Pac-Man products, and created Miss Pac-Man mini-cabinets under those claims. It also alleged false advertising, unfair competition, and copyright infringement. The case was ultimately dismissed with prejudice on October 27, 2020, following a request by Bandai Namco. Presiding Judge Vince Cahabria stated that all involved parties had resolved the case of their own accord. The details of the settlement were kept confidential, and the current status of the Miss Pac-Man royalties is undisclosed. Miss Pac-Man has been removed from games which previously featured her. In her place is a new character known as Pac-Mom. Bandai Namco has not given an official reason for the change, but news outlets have assumed that it was done to avoid legal problems with AtGames. So rather than pay a penny at this point for her to make special appearances in the newer games, you'd rather break up a fictional marriage of 40 years? Okay. How much is Bandai Namco's net worth again? $7.29 billion? Wow. Does AtGames have a net worth? No? Let's look around some. Sweet baby Jesus, guys. They're a fucking pay-to-play company. How did we get to this point? Listen, Namco, I love you guys so much, okay? I love you. You've inspired me in so many things. I love Pac-Man, I love Little Nightmares, I love Klonoa. Seriously, you're one of the best video game companies in the world. That's just my opinion. But why are you letting this slip between your fingers? All you essentially did was stick a big fat pacifier in AtGames' mouth so they would shut up about this. Either that or you don't think going to court for Mrs. Munchie is worth your time. But to us fans, she is worth it. She's amazing. Why are they whining? Because you wouldn't give them miniature cabinets? How's that any skin off your back again? Is there legal issues I'm missing here? Advertising, copyright, attribution? What the hell is it? No matter what choice you make, it's still going to have public consequences. Is that what you're worried about, Namco? Is this something to be embarrassed about? Well, let me tell you right now, it's nothing to be embarrassed about. Everyone messes up, and if you made a mistake while dealing with AtGames, just tell us. It's okay. There's a solution for everything in my book. And I'm more than confident that you can find the answer to this problem, guys. As for you, AtGames, you didn't have to be a bunch of assholes toward Bandai Namco over something that was basically influenced by them. And I'm using the term influenced very loosely here. It was a modification kit, right? But it was created in the likeness of Pac-Man. The likeness. Okay, it's like Five Nights at Candy's. Candy was clearly somebody's OC, and that somebody was inspired to create their own FNAF fan game because of Scott Cawthon. Did they go to court over it? No. But can we honestly say that characters like Candy and Creation and Jollibee would even exist if it wasn't for the game that started it all? No. So even if it means just slapping a sticker on the side of the arcade cabinet or typing in some text on the in-game screen that read, "Inspired by Bandai Namco's character Pac-Man," that would have solved many things, right? It's called attribution at games. You ought to look it up sometimes. Not to mention, if this modification set was from Bandai Namco itself, then they certainly have more rights to the character than you do now. I'm not a lawyer or anything, guys. I'm probably dead wrong about a lot of the stuff I've mentioned. But I'm just really pissed, you know? I'm angry about Pac-Mom. I'm angry that a stupid pay-to-play company is telling Bandai Namco to pay a royalty for a character that wouldn't even exist without their original character, Pac-Man. Guys, she's fucking Pac-Man with a bow and heels, okay? It's like Walt Disney being told that Minnie Mouse can't be with Mickey Mouse anymore because a 5-year-old child drew her first before any of the employees did in his studio. Or some dumb crap like that. You guys understand what I'm talking about, right? Anyways, she's been in video game prison since 2019 and it's heartbreaking to me. Absolutely heartbreaking. Hell, even Pac-Man's so-called kids don't even look like his kids anymore. What, is it because they're half her? What the... Oh my God in heaven. I can only pray that Pac-Baby doesn't turn out anything like her mother. Damn it. Damn all of it. I will say this, though. I'm super glad that Namco improved how the ghosts look. I would have appreciated it if they kept the voices for them like in the original Pac-Man World game, but whatever, I guess. I need to calm down about this, or my acid reflux will get worked up. Just... Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my entertaining little rant. You're welcome. I just want Miss Pac-Man to be free, and I hope there's more people out there who feel the same way I do about this shit of a situation she's stuck in. Thanks so much for watching. This is Miss Whimsy signing off.